Hey everyone, it's Greg. Well, after what seems like, well, it must be months, I'm finally back with a new piece. Well, I mean, I did do a review on the Iron Man maquette recently, but this is my first piece new direct from Sideshow for months. And as you can see, this is the T-800 Battle Damage PF. Turns out to be quite a controversial piece, lots of people not very happy with it. But I'll get into that when we look at the statue itself. So, quick look at the box there, quite nice. Picture of the statue on one side and his face on the other. Edition size on this one is 500 for the exclusive, and my one is number 141. Okay, so that's the box. Let's have a look at this statue and see if all the hate is justified. Okay, so here we are with the actual statue, and as you can see, it's just a complete abomination of a piece. Awful, awful piece. Looks nothing like Arnie. Worst PF I've ever seen. I'm joking, of course, it's awesome. All the hate, well, I still can't see it. I've made a list of all the complaints that I saw posted, well, most of them, there's probably more. And starting at the top, we've got likeness is off, leather is too thin, t-shirt is too thick, back of his knee doesn't look right, paint job is flat, endoskeleton doesn't look like metal, his iris is too small, ridiculous, and there's no light up feature. So that was the list of complaints. Well, that's the ones that I can remember anyway. People were just cancelling this piece left, right and centre. I mean, it hasn't been that popular since it was first revealed, which is evidenced by the fact the exclusive is still available and it's only 500 pieces. And then once pics of the production version started getting posted, well, I've never seen so much hate on a statue. And people were cancelling it before they received theirs. And I just couldn't see what the issues were. But I would never cancel a piece before actually receiving it and seeing it with my own eyes. And then when mine turned up, opened it, and I thought it was awesome. It is Arnold in quarter scale from Terminator 2. I mean, what more can you ask for? I'm really happy with it. I think it looks great. I personally think anyone cancelling it is crazy. I think it's a really great piece. Okay, so let's go in for a closer look and have a look at all these so-called issues. Okay, so here we are with his face. Now, as I say, people were saying that the likeness was off. I mean, if that's not Arnold, then I don't know who it is. I would go so far as to say this is Sideshow's best Arnold likeness to date. The Predator one looked excellent, I haven't seen it in person, but looks really nice. But that to me is a perfect representation of Arnold from Terminator 2. People do compare it a lot to the Enterbay version, and if you see pictures of the Enterbay, it looks better. It's a better likeness. But that's down to the fact it's made of plastic and not polystone, and it's just easier to get more of a realistic skin tone. But I think this is a really great representation of Arnold, and I'm really happy with it. Okay, so that's his likeness. While we're looking at his face, I mean, his face is really the only, well, the main part of the statue that's painted, which you can see. People are saying the paint is flat. I actually think it's quite a nice skin tone. Might be a little bit tanned, just a little bit too much, but I think it's fine. It looks like skin, it looks like flesh. No problem with that at all. The only other parts which you can see which are painted are his chest and his knee. I quite like the effect of the torn flesh and the blood. The only thing I would maybe change, and if I'm brave enough might have a go in the future, is to gloss up the blood a little bit to just make it look a little bit fresher. But I think that all looks really nice, really nicely done. Okay, so moving on to the clothing. People have been saying that the leather is too thin. Yes, it's thin, but it looks like leather. It's not leather, but it looks like leather. And they've done a really nice job of weathering it, as you can see there. And if they use real leather, I personally think it would be too thick. It just wouldn't look natural. They wouldn't be able to get all these nice folds in the clothing. As you can see, you've got zips, all the buckles, buttons. I actually think this looks better. Got bullet holes in the back there. Obviously it's impossible to say without seeing it, but I actually think this looks better in this material that they've used than it would have done if they'd have used real leather. And once it's in your display cabinet on display, does it really matter? I know people who say you're paying $380 this was. They should use the best materials possible, but I think it looks great. So then with the leather being too thin, they were saying that the t-shirt is too thick and that it looks like a woolly jumper. I mean, I suppose at the top there, but I think it looks fine. Not a problem with that at all. Another issue which people were complaining about was the back of this knee. I mean, all it was is it basically looked like that when someone had taken the first pictures that went live of the production piece. It's just it's simply where the material was sat. I mean, what a crazy thing to complain about. The other issues, the endoskeleton doesn't look like metal. I mean, it's silver. It looks like metal to me. I mean, maybe they're expecting it to be chromed, but it looks fine. Again, no issues with that at all. As someone said that his iris was too small. I mean, his eye is a couple of millimeters wide, or his eyeball. I mean, complaining about something like that is just ridiculous. And finally, the fact there's no light up feature. Okay, I can sort of see why people were disappointed in that. It would have been cool. But I've got pieces with awesome light up features like the Iron Man maquette, Shark T with a lightsaber. You turn them on once you get the piece and that's it, they stay off. I'm sure that's the case for the majority of people, but it's certainly the case with me. Maybe if someone comes round, you show them the light up feature, but to me they're mostly a gimmick, so that really doesn't bother me in the slightest. So yeah, I'm over the moon with this piece. I think it turned out great, really happy with it. Shot of his gun, see a nice wood effect on the butt. Yeah, so my opinion is great likeness, iconic pose from the movie, really nicely weathered and battle damaged. If you've been on the fence, if you're thinking about getting this piece, if you're a Terminator fan, Schwarzenegger fan, I recommend to get it. I believe there's still some exclusives left, but the regular probably be available for some time due to the sheer number of pieces. I think there's 2,000 regulars. And the exclusive piece is nice, I'll show you that in a minute, but it's not essential for the statue. So let's have a quick look at that now. Okay, so here's the exclusive for this statue. It's the thumbs up from when Arnold goes into the molten metal at the end of the film. It's actually, it looks pretty nice. I'm quite happy with that. I say it's not essential to the statue, it's not like a switch out head or anything, it doesn't really add anything, but it's nicely done. The lava effect looks pretty cool, and you've got the reflection from the lava on his sleeve there. Someone obviously had this idea at Sideshow, and they've run with it because they've done this on Sauron, Darth Vader, Mythos, and now this piece. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm quite happy with that. But not essential. So if you can only get the regular, I'd highly recommend it. Okay, so I'll just finish off by showing you a quick size comparison and where I've currently got him displayed. So bear with me 1 second. Okay, so this is where I've currently got him displayed. I've pretty much run out of display space, so I'm starting to double up my best of cubes, which I don't really like doing. But at the moment, I've got him in with Iron Man. They look pretty cool together actually. And you can see the size of Arnie compared to Iron Man. He's just under 21 inches tall. What I plan on doing is getting another couple of bestas, and I'll have a movie section and a superhero section. So that's the plan at the moment. So okay, so that's my review of the T-800 Battle Damaged. Awesome piece. I'd personally highly recommend it. Don't listen to all the negativity. And Simon, if you're watching this, get this piece. Otherwise, you'll regret it. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.